good, Trae. It's so good to be in the building with you. I am so thankful for this moment. Thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime. And I say that and I mean it, because you and I are theater goers.
Yes.
We are show goers.
Yes, we are.
And we love shows. But before we dive into shows, you just got some amazing news before we came on air. Tell us all about it.
I've been hoping and believing, I do work with KCTS 9 here in Seattle, that'd be PBS. And I just got news that I'm going to be going national with PBS. I can't give any more details, but I already shed some tears. I just got the news. I wanted to break it here first. You guys get it first. And I'm overwhelmed. I'm so thankful. I'll be flying to New York. So that's all I can say. But yes, national with PBS. Everybody can watch all over. I'm so thankful to be able to do good work. And as my grandma would say, who's passed, Jay, as long as you have breath in your body, keep dreaming, boy.
Wow.
So I'm going to keep dreaming. So I'm so thankful. Oh, God, I want to cry now.
I mean, this right here is what I love.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we literally, you gasp. I mean, and I sat there, I froze for a second. What's going on? Right. But we got to be able to celebrate each other and our brilliance being recognized at that level.
Right.
The fact that you have been dedicated to local KCTS,
yes,
the local affiliate of PBS, you've been dedicated to it. And so they're like, look, we recognize you. We see you. Let's take it national.
Yeah. Oh,
congratulations.
Thank you so
brother.
much, Trae. Thank you, my sister. I'm so grateful. I tell people, you just don't know when you'll get that email, that text message, or phone call that could change your life forever. And this is why you can't give up. You can't give up. And so I, on purpose, surround myself around beautiful things like the shows we're going to talk about, because it inspires me to keep believing. It inspires me to want to tell other people to go for things. So yes, let's get into it. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. So excited for you. Can't wait to see how this journey manifests.
Yeah.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you so
and
much.
Your dedication to your hard work.
Thank you.
But we're also, both of us, we're very dedicated to going to these shows.
We are. Yes,
and
we are.
The great thing is, and this is what I am always telling folks, I'm like, look, there are so many great shows going on, and sometimes you might not know if you like it until you attend.
Right.
So it looks like you just recently went to the ballet,
yes,
and you've been taking your daughter, but she brought a friend.
Yes,
I think I actually want to start
go ahead.
with Amaya's review, because it is so cute to see young people get that excited about art forms that we've grown to love over the course of our life, but at a young age, it's like the magic is still there. Let's look at how Amaya felt about Seasons Calling.
Welcome back, guys. My name's Adeline, and you can see I'm at the Pacific Northwest Ballet. It's just amazing. My heart went from low to beat, 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 beat. It was just changing. Like the air just went from to. Just amazing. Well, I have a guest. Her name is Amaya. Okay, Amaya, what was your favorite part about being here, and your favorite part about the first part?
My favorite part, my two favorite parts, is when the person carried the boy carried the girl to when they were leaving, and the dance and that. And my second favorite part is when they all hugged each other and danced and hugged each other and then ran away.
Well, say so, that is very strong. I have the same thing for a second one, about when they all hugged each other and they all danced off the stage. It was just beautiful when they did that. And if you want to see our other one, it was amazing. All you gotta do is go here and here to see our other videos, and actually you get to see our next video in a couple minutes. Well, thank you for coming and watching Adeline and Amaya. Well, I guess Amaya. Well, bye.
She is so YouTube ready.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love it. The links are here and here.
Yes. And I kept saying, honey, where are these links? Let's try it again. Okay. And she would say the links again. She goes, Converge knows what to do.
Oh, I love it.
Converge knows what to do. They're always on top of it, Daddy. I said, okay. But I think it was such a phenomenal show from top to bottom. I mean, it was great because also people were promoted, like Damiel. There were so many. They went from, just becoming soloist, and it was so cool just to be in that room. And then there was this feeling, there was a scene in the ballet where they all came together and they moved like a wave. And it was almost like this feeling of spring coming again and working together. And the way they moved their hands, they were in sync. Trae, I'm all about excellence. And I loved how they were able just to portray like working together as one. It was just so overwhelming. There were moments where I cried. I had tears running down my face. And then at the end, my daughters were able to meet Christian. He was promoted. Yes. Christian was promoted to soloist, and they got to meet him. And he's so humble and so kind. Of course, Jonathan, the great, they got to see him as well too. And he was phenomenal in the show, but it was just amazing. And I encourage people to go see the show Seasons Canon. It is so worth it. You have until the 13th. But it was just phenomenal.
Seasons Canon.
Yes.
This is now for me. You already know I'm intrigued. I'm sparked. I will definitely be figuring out what day on my schedule I can make it. What I love is that when you experience these shows, right? When I'm thinking about young people that are in the audience, and one thing that really resonates with me talking to dancers is they talk about, young folks who look like them being in the audience, seeing themselves represented on stage. We got a picture here of your daughter and her friend. As soon as they got to the show, they were already all smiles.
All smiles.
So we
all
see
smiles.
The kids right there. There they are, just all smiles.
All happy.
Ready to go. And the beautiful thing about it is that when I have taken my kids to shows, they are too like, whoa.
Oh, yes.
I think we just get so blown away.
I know.
I love being able to give these experiences to our children.
Well, and Adeline said, this could be us. See, I catch moments like that. And then, of course, they got to see, at the end, like I said, Jonathan and Christian. And they were like, oh, my goodness. She was like, I want to show you that, they're real people. And that could be us. And so of course, Jonathan says, do you want to be a dancer? And Adeline was like, well, yes, but it's the fact that they see representation on the stage and off the stage. So it was just for them, they were overwhelmed and they took it all in and they're ready to go again. So
I love it. And we actually have a photo of them with the dancers.
Yes.
So let's go ahead.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And I'll say, when before we go to break, we're going to be talking about some things after break.
Yeah.
But before we go, being able to connect with these dancers and then seeing them out at shows where they're supporting other dancers. It's such a amazing kind of 360 thing that's going on where it's like, no, I'm not just, a performer and a dancer and I expect people to come to my stuff. I'm supporting other shows. I'm supporting other dancers.
Exactly.
And so I know I experienced that at Dance Theater of Harlem.
Yes.
But, before we go, you also ran into another special person.
I did at Seasons Canon. I ran into the incomparable, the legend, Deborah Horn. Now, here's the thing. I was sitting, a row over and I looked and I can spot people now. I looked over and I said, I think that's Deborah Horn. And I was nervous. I get really nervous sometimes when I meet people that I've always wanted to meet. And so I said, you only get one shot at this thing. So I walked up to her and I said, Deborah? And she says, yes. And I know who you are. I said, really? I said, I've watched your work all my life. I just want to say thank you for everything you've ever done. I took a risk wanting to say hi. She says, and isn't it worth it? Always take risks, Jay. Always take risk. And so we're actually going to try to get together, but it was just amazing to take that picture with her. And then my daughter got to meet her. And she's like, your daughter's beautiful. And she got to meet her friend. And it was just a beautiful moment. But to see somebody that you've always wanted to meet and it be real, I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful.
And you wouldn't know that if you didn't take the risk. I think that's so important. One of the things that I've realized is, when we talk about the work we're doing here at Converge, a lot of people are taking notice. A lot of people, are like, oh no, I watched what you're doing. Like, I've seen what you're doing.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Yes.
But also that's so affirming too, because it lets us know on another level how important the work we're doing is. And when we have people that we have seen in the industry for generations, really, like for decades.
Yes.
It's been beautiful to know that there's this reciprocity there, in terms of what we're putting out and all of the work that you've been doing.
Yes.
For her to be like, and I know who you are.
Yeah, she said, I've seen you on PBS and I've seen you with Converge.
Yeah.
And she said Converge is doing wonderful work because she watched the special with Joyce and Essex, and she said it was phenomenal. Yeah. So, what we're doing here is very important, and people are watching. People are watching.
Well, hey, not only are people watching us, we are watching people. When we come back after this short break, we're going to talk about another show we were able to capture together. You guys stay tuned. Right after this, you're watching The Day with Trae.
Yo, this is it. Election day. The power is literally in your hands to determine the outcome of who we put into office on several levels of government. We cannot say that we want change and refuse to vote. We cannot want people to understand our challenges, our disappointments, our pain, and refuse to vote. We cannot say we want a better future for our children and refuse to vote. Voicing your opinion on social media does not equal a vote. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people out there counting on you not to show up, not to make your voice heard, not to cast your vote. Today's the day you prove them wrong. Election boxes are open until 8 p.m. across King County. No excuses.
A world of wonder awaits at Pacific Northwest Ballet's The Nutcracker. Treat your loved ones to the Northwest's favorite holiday tradition at Seattle Center's McCall Hall. Tickets start at $27. Visit pnb.org.
Oh, hi. Look, welcome back, everybody, to The Day with Trae. We're sitting here just chopping it up about all these shows. You guys can see right there. Of course, I keep on reminding y'all, get your tickets to the Nutcracker. We were just talking about who we're taking. We're taking our families. Yes. This is that family-friendly show, and I've never seen it, and I've heard so much about it, and I'm so excited that I get to take my kids this year. This for us is also a celebration of PNB. This piece of work is always so culminating with so many levels and layers of work and ages that pour into the Nutcracker. So make sure you guys get your tickets to that. Of course, I'm talking all the shows with Jay Martin Jr. What's up, Jay?
What's good, Trae?
It's always so great to run into you when we're out here at these shows. And we both were able to be out on Saturday for Dance Theater of Harlem at the Paramount. I just, before I get into how I experienced it, just give me your thoughts on this.
I've always wanted to see, this show. And so when I heard about it, I said, yes, I want to go. What I will say is there is nothing like seeing us, a whole cast that's us on stage. I was moved. The music they chose, Stevie Wonder. From every move was so beautiful. The excellence. They left everything on that floor. Yeah. Trae, I was just, and this was a responsive show too. Mm-hmm. So you could clap, you could woo woo, you could do all that with them because they were moving. And then at the end, they did the tribute to Hazel Scott. Now, here's the thing. I know about Hazel Scott. My grandma talked about it. But a lot of people in today's world do not know about Hazel Scott. And she was a gift to us because she was able to play the piano with both hands, two different pianos. And they said in the show, because it was so phenomenal, it was just her voice and they danced over her voice. So that was already moving itself. It was like they were interpreting her words with their bodies. But there was a part where they said that she was like the Beyonce of that time, the talent, what she was able to do. And she said, I love being in America and we have a fight. And the words that she said, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I want my children to grow up and see the change. And the way they portrayed that with the dance, I was like, I didn't want the show to end. I got to meet some of the dancers at the end and I said, how do you feel? They said, it's overwhelming to be a part of this. And it was just superb. I mean, I just loved every part of the show. And I almost bought a ticket to go to Arizona to see them again because I was like, people need to see this show because you get all of it. You get past, present, and future. Yeah. It's beautiful.
You really do. And I love how you said that. It is so true because one of the things about ballet and this kind of dance,
right,
for me, is that it tells a story in a very different way.
Right.
When you don't have words, the body has to express, you know, the essence of every single notion, every emotion that's going into it. You know, for me, I was enthralled, right, with it. And I love that they had, each act was kind of short. So then we had these intermissions in between, but it showcased that there was this transition of energy from one dance to the next.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful because each one of them had several lines of music in it. You know, right? We're talking about Stevie Wonder. Oh my gosh.
Right.
With the passage, it was just beautiful. They did their job in terms of bringing the audience along with them.
Yes.
And of course, by the time it got to the Hazel Scott piece, I was like, okay, here we go.
Right.
You know, it was beautiful. And to sit there and talk to the dancer who played Hazel Scott, you know, I was able to bring Dr. Maxine Mims out.
Right.
And, you know, she loves to sit out because then everybody sees her and she gets to talk to, she knows so many people. And so watching her experience it, and she said, she just grabbed my hand. She said, Trae, on what you said, excellence.
Right.
Excellence. And she was like, they have really honed in on their craft because she's seen Dance Theater of Harlem, you know, before. And when I talked to Virginia Johnson, the artistic director, last week, she said, look, it was my job to bring the company back.
Right.
And she did that.
She did it.
She did that.
Yeah.
I mean, here we have a photo of some of the dancers you were able to capture there also at the show. Beautiful work from all of them. And, you know, when Virginia said, look, we decided to dye our tights, to dye our shoes, to match our skin tones.
Yes.
That was like,
wow.
We experienced it.
Yeah, I felt like it was us.
Yes.
Like they were really wanting to show like, we can do this. We can tell the stories just like anybody else. And I was like, I don't know if anybody else could tell the story as good as this guy was, because I walked away like, what in the world did I just watch? And I wanted to study more. I wanted to learn more because a lot of people don't know about some of the great people that came before us and the way they were able to tell those stories. It was, there was a scene, Trae. There was a scene where the guys lifted up the girls and they were diving.
I knew
we both said it.
That was phenomenal. I think the whole audience was
we were like,
together because we didn't know what they were going to do. And then they dove down and they did their own body and came back up. It was so magnificent. But again, you know, we talk about what it takes for a dancer to exhibit that level of athleticism.
Yes.
It's like there's so much going on with their bodies. And, you know, unfortunately, you guys, it was only one day.
One day.
But we also have a photo of you out there in the audience with your program. Excited to be out there.
I was so happy to be there because I was thinking it was going to be multiple days. And they said it was one day. So I was so glad to be in the room. You know, that's my tagline. Anytime I go somewhere, I'm in the room. And I was so happy to be in the room that day. And I'll never be the same. I will never be the same. I want to see more shows like that come to Seattle.
Yeah.
And they need to come back to Seattle.
Well, the beautiful thing is that talking to Virginia afterwards, because there was a reception. We've got a little clip of that in a second. But talking to Virginia afterwards at the reception, I said, well, you talked about other cities and maybe not being so responsive. How did we do? And she's like, oh my God, you guys did phenomenal. You guys showed up. You guys were with us. The dancers felt the energy.
Yes.
She said, you guys were vocal. Y'all were along on the journey with us. And that is so important for a dancer or performer on stage to feel that energy, right? If everybody's just kind of staring,
it's horrible.
It's
like going to the grocery store and not shopping. It's like going to a football game and not shouting. When you see a show like this, respond. It lets them know that you are receiving what they're putting out. And let me tell you, I received all of it. I was so full. And even in the reception, I just was so overwhelmed meeting them. And they're so humble and thankful. And they said they love Seattle. So they want to come back. So
it's beautiful. Well, we have a little clip right here. Just a quick little clip of all the great energy that was going on at the reception. KEXP was in the building, on the ones and twos, and it was beautiful because there was a whole little. We didn't get into that clip. There was a whole little dance section going on.
They sure were.
They were doing all the '90s dances and just having a great time. Really being able to be amongst each other, celebrating, sharing in that moment. Right. It was also Virginia Johnson's retirement announcement, and I promise you, I was just like, wow.
Was it like 28 plus years?
Yeah. Wow. She was a dancer for 28 years with the Dance Theater Harlem, a founding member, and has been the artistic director for the last 12 years.
Wow.
So her connection to Dance Theater Harlem runs very deep.
Yeah.
And it's going to be very interesting to see how they go with the next artistic director, but it makes sense for them to go with somebody who's really been involved in the company, who's really been involved in all the things they do in community out in Harlem. So, I was like, wow, I got to interview her before she retired. I was so honored.
What an honor.
Was so honored.
What an honor.
But really, it's an amazing show. And the reason why we're talking about these shows, you guys, is because we really want to highlight and uplift the fact that we have a lot of cultural events coming to Seattle.
Yes, we do.
That's the beauty of it, is that, a lot of people talk about what's not here and all of this. And I'm like, I'm trying to bring more and more people to these shows.
Right.
Because for me, I understand what I'm getting out of it when I walk away. And you get so much out of it as well.
Yes.
Jay, I just thank you so much for coming on today to share your experiences with these shows. This is so important that they hear our perspectives as two people who love these kind of shows.
Oh, yes.
There's so many more shows. We're going to Jagged Little Pill tonight. We'll be
I'm ready.
In the building at the Paramount. I'm so looking forward to that. But there's always so many other shows going on.
The Wiz is coming up.
The Wiz is coming.
Yeah.
We got the Urban Nutcracker at Tupac, you guys, in Tacoma. I'm trying to get one of those folks
to
talk about that show. I mean, the idea that we have a great shows coming here, great shows being done here.
Right.
Amen Corner is still going on at Langston. You got to make sure you get to
that. I need to see that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to be going this week?
Let me know, because I need to get a ticket to that.
Yeah. Again, it's like there's so many great shows coming. So that's why I'm like, when can I get to see these Cannon? I'm going to try to figure it out with myself.
You got to hurry up. It's going to the 13th is the last day.
That's right. So thank you so much, Jay.
Thank you.
Appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations again
on
your announcement.
I'm so
going
grateful.
National with PBS.
Woo! I'm grateful.
Yes.
God is good.
All the time.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.